Hey there! In our last video we explored 2 high note strategies and had a fun time yoo-hooing and haying and allowing our jaws to drop. Thank you to all those that watched and gave me some great feedback. I really appreciate that. If you haven't watched it yet, here's the link so that you can watch it before adding today's 2 high note strategies. Now remember, high notes can elicit the yell response in our bodies, which can put some of us into a real fight or flight mode. Give yourself time and patience as your mind settles in to you not being in an emergency when you sing high and loud. Now for high notes, we want energy, but not unnecessary tension. And it's up to us to find that balance. Movement is a great way to identify and release unnecessary tension. I'm going to guide you through some movements in the ribs, as well as the shoulders, in the neck, the jaw, and we're going to do the tongue as well, and you're going to love that one. Okay, so when I watch performers like, let's say the Beatles, Rolling Stones, Freddy Mercury, music theater performers, pop and jazz singers, they move while they sing, and they have a freedom in their body that I'm going to say supports them with the freedom in their voice. We don't need to dance our way through our songs, but we do need a flexibility and an authenticity in our body language that can be reflected in our performances. So as you do the following movements, know that the end result is a freedom in the body that shows up in the voice, especially in those high notes. So we're going to start with the ribs. Here we go. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to do a circle motion in the ribs, kind of like a hula hoop, and you can go clockwise or counterclockwise, and we're going to do this while we sing. The rib cage can be one of those places that loves to hold or lock down on our high notes. So this circular motion is going to give us some awareness around letting some unnecessary tension go. Okay, we're going to work in a little bit of a 5-note pattern, holding on to that high note while we keep this motion going. Now, I was thinking many of you may not have a piano or a keyboard, so I thought I'd use my free piano app on my phone. You can find lots of free piano apps out there, and so I'm going to just play my little pitches here on my piano, and that way you can really find what pitch is best for you to start. I'm going to start on E4. I'm going to work up my high notes probably to about E5, maybe F5, and feel that. And I'm going to be working in head voice as well today, but do the mix, do the chest, do the falsetto, whatever feels good to you. Also, on my website, I have a free warm-up download that you can use as a guide while you do all these motions. Use that in case you're not sure exactly where to start, okay? So start the motion. What we're going to do is we're going to start the motion of that circle. Okay, we're going to let the breath come in, and then we're going to start singing, okay? Now, again, you can move in clockwise or counterclockwise, and you can even switch if you want to while you're in there. Okay, so I'm going to get my pitch, opening up my piano app. I'm pushing E4. And here I go. All right. I'm going to take a breath in the middle because I felt like I wanted to go a little bit slower. Come back in on that pitch that I stopped at. Fun. How does that feel to you? Kind of weird, right? So as you're moving your rib cage, notice if there's any glitching, grabbing, or even stopping as you ascend in your notes. And if that happens, just go back, slow down the movement, and do like what I did. I stopped in the middle of the 5-note pattern, kind of took another breath because I really want to feel what's happening in those ribs as I'm singing. So go slower, do it a note at a time, whatever feels really good to you, and then you can work in that flexibility. Okay, so now let's just try it again. I'm gonna again pick another pitch. I'm gonna move up to that F4, okay? And I might stop in the middle again, or I might go quicker. We'll see what happens, okay? Here we go. Breathing in, I'm gonna start my motion. Breathing in. Very cool. Should we do another one just for fun? And again, go one way, go the other way. I'm gonna pick my G form. All right, here we go. I'm gonna actually relax my arms down because I feel like I can feel where that motion is, but I'm gonna relax them down and still do it. Fun. How is your body reacting? Could this be a place that you have relied on to help sing your high notes? Is this a place that you could let go of a little control and experience how your voice may want to play a little differently? Kind of fun. Okay, now before you freak out, you may be thinking, wait, this isn't the sound that I want to be making right now, right? But remember, we are exploring and finding freedom in the high notes. And if your high notes are full of tension, know that the sound may temporarily change while you let go and find a new place of balance. Go by the feel at this point and really try to let go of that judgment or expectation around sounding a certain way. At this point in the exploration, let the brain, that really busy brain, be in service of the instrument, be in service of the voice, not the other way around, okay? All right, so should we try it again just for fun? Let's do it one more time, okay? I'm gonna keep my hands relaxed. I'm gonna do it on an E vowel. Okay, I've done this for a long time and I find it really interesting how one direction of the circle may be more fluid than the other, or that truly there are some sticking points at some pitches. And I love how it feels when I play in this way, releasing any expectation, and that my voice starts to really loosen up and it starts to feel a lot more free. So just play with that and see how it feels. Now we're moving to the shoulders. I love a good shoulder roll, okay? So we're gonna start this slow back shoulder roll. Easy does it. The shoulders are another place that like to tighten up when we're singing high notes, and what we're gonna do is try to confuse them a bit by keeping them moving while we're singing. Allow the shoulder roll to start rolling back. Okay, your breath is going to come in. Pick whatever pitch is good for you. Okay? Ooh. Ooh. Good. Keep those shoulders rolling. How is it feeling and what are you noticing? Just as with the ribs, take your time, and if you feel like, oh, the shoulders are glitching and not knowing where to go, just go back, do it a little bit slower, maybe just even do one note at a time, okay? So now let's do it again, and we're gonna roll the shoulders the other direction. Let's play with that. Are your shoulders stopping as you start or change pitches? We shouldn't, right? We don't want them to feel connected to what the voice is. We want them to be separate. So I love to stay in the mode of the feel even more by using my imagination and pretending to place the sound in the shoulder roll. This is some somatic work. Imagine the sound is moving right on that circle. Okay, and whatever way you want to roll your shoulders, just feel that. Okay, let's add some sound. Here we go. Shoulders are moving. Imagine that sound is going to be right on that circle. Now, that was not a really high note, but I let my body pick the note and move me through what that was going to feel like, and then I can always move up. That's a great way to just listen to your body, play and explore, like, what does that feel like? What note does my body want to do right now? And then gently guide it up to some of those higher places, okay? So now we're gonna move to the neck. Oh goodness, I harp on you quite often about not turtling the neck out or pushing the chin too far back. Same goes for these exercises. Now, some neck muscles just love to tighten, right, when we're singing our high notes. And we're just gonna ask them just to stay a little bit more relaxed with some very gentle neck movement. Now, these are small, subtle motions, and there should never be any pain. The first one is nodding. So gently nod your head. Yes, yes, Trisha. A little up and down motion. So my head is also not turtling out, right? Not pushing back. It's in spinal alignment as I nod. Good. So start the nodding motion. Bring in that breath. Pick a pitch. Good job. All right, now let's do it again and let's just play around a little bit with another vowel. And again, notice if there's any glitching or grabbing while you're singing. Sometimes my neck wants to completely stop moving while I'm singing my high notes. To me, that's a little red light that I'm holding or muscling in my neck a little bit on my pitches. So if that happens to me, I'll just go back and I'll sing the pitches a little bit slower, I'll move a little bit slower, and I'll discover where that glitch is, and I'll go back and forth finding new flexibility. I would love for you to try that as well, okay? So here we go. I wanted to start with the shoulder roll. We're gonna do neck, okay? That give you something to play with? So good work. Remember, don't be surprised if these exercises throw your singing off. These may be new things that you've never tried before, so just be patient with yourself and play. So now we're gonna shake our head. No, Trisha, no, yep. We're gonna shake our head and we're gonna do the same thing. Allow that motion to happen. Let the breath come in. Let's do an ah vowel. Ah. Good. Let's keep going. Ah. Ah. Let's keep going. Ah. Is your neck stopping the movement as you change pitches? It shouldn't. We want those neck muscles to work separately from our singing, right? See how cool movement is? It really lets us know, wow, I'm holding on there. I had no idea. Oh, that feels a lot better. Good, I'm feeling a little bit more freedom. Cool. Really gives us a great guide. Now, you may notice that your neck, you and your neck are in a tug of war regarding who's in charge for singing. You are not alone. Just work again, slowly, patiently, and your neck will start to just mind its own business while you're singing, okay? You'll find a deeper connection for the sound. Okay, one last neck move, and this is the bobblehead. We just let the head sit atop the neck and just bobble it around randomly, okay? Don't be too planned about this one, okay? Good. Let's play with this one. Bobble that head. Breath comes in. My head stopped in there. I could feel it. I was thinking, I was like, oh my gosh, I hope this is a good sound. See what happens? We don't need to do that, okay? Here we go. Let's do it again. The feel of this. Okay, I want you to really put mind to muscle there, relax, and like let the mind know that that muscle is relaxing. Let the voice be the one that's going to inform you about that. Okay, so should we try it again? Is this making sense how you're going to do this, right? Remember, if your high notes are full of tension, your sound might temporarily change a little bit. Just let go and find a new place of balance. Go by the feel and try to let go of that judgment and expectation around the sound, okay? Because you're going to get there. At this point, let the brain be of service of the voice-body instrument and not the other way around, okay? Here's the jaw. So last week we did this one, right, where we let our jaw drop. Let's revisit it just for fun because it's a good one. We can use it all the time, okay? So we are going to put our hands in our cheeks like this. I'm moving quickly. You can take whatever pace you need. Let me do one that's slow. Okay, cool. Now I'm going to do it fast on a, let's see, I'll do it on an oo vowel. Because I can still have my hands in here when I do the oo vowel. Ooh. Ooh. Jaw's not moving. Ooh. Don't need your jaw to sing high notes, okay? Now I'm going to share with you one that I personally dislike very much, okay? Because I'm terrible at it, but it's awesome for recognizing and releasing tension, okay? And we're all getting vulnerable doing weird stuff here. So I'm going to show you what my bugaboo is, okay? So you're going to place your fingers on your chin, okay, like this, your thumbs under your chin, and you're going to let your hands move your jaw, like this. Good. When I first did this, it didn't want to move. My jaw felt like it was stuck. But I did a little bit each day, and then it started to release. So you don't have to overdo this one, just check in, okay? Let's do it together without any sound, so you can just get the feel of what that's like to let your hands move the jaw and not you move the jaw with here, okay? Kind of waggle it a little bit. Good. Now we're going to add sound. To do this exercise, we're going to start on one note and then slide up to the fifth, okay? We're going to allow the jaw to move the entire time. We're going to open the breath. We're going to feel that motion. Now, if your jaw starts to tighten even on the breath, just know that's a place I want you to relax and let the jaw relax as well, okay? So sometimes we can be inhaling, and on the inhale, the jaw will want to tighten, okay? So that's a place I want you to work if that's happening with you, to really get the jaw to relax, okay? We want the jaw to be independent of the inhale, so you'll need to practice that in. All right, so now let's start this with some sound. Start that movement. Ah. shouldn't start too high already, right? I started a little bit lower just to get my feel, okay? The vowel should not be moving too much. It's going to move because we're changing the embouchure a little bit, but it shouldn't be, it shouldn't be totally crazy, okay? So let's do it again. Cool. All right. This works best on ah, but we should be able to do it on the E vowel and the U vowel. Probably not the U vowel, as your embouchure is going to be a little bit tighter, but the E vowel, it should work well, okay? So let's play with this a little bit more because I really want you to get this one, because I can even feel today that my jaw wants to help me stop the pitch. Go figure. My jaw, it's a strong jaw. Okay. Good job. Okay, some of this is not fun, okay, but we do it so we can really have fun in our performances. If your jaw is anything like mine, there will be times when it does not want to move at all, okay? So stay with this and it will truly learn to let go, and your high notes are going to love you for it, right? That deeper connection is going to feel great. So now for one more yummy high note movement, the tongue. So tongue tension can really mess with our tone. Having a relaxed tongue that supports our resonance rather than hinders it can really help those high notes just ring. So I am giving you full permission right now to stick your tongue out at me, but only on your high notes, okay? All right, so I remember watching the Grammys a few years back, and the camera did this close-up to the soloist, and it was showing the singer releasing the back of his tongue up and out a bit on the high note. Now, I was the only voice geek in the room, and I was super excited to see that. It works. It really does. So let's do it together. We will exaggerate this motion for this exercise, but the end result is singing with your tongue in your mouth, but released a little bit, okay? So now on the ah, we're going to move up in that scale, and as we head to that high note, that tongue's going to come all the way out, okay? So here we go. Let's do another one. We don't need our tongue to sing those high notes either. Remember, our tongue's for eating and not for singing. It'll help us make some consonants and shape some vowels, but really, when we're holding those out, that tongue needs to be as soft and as flexible as possible, okay? So, how's that feel? Look at all these cool movements that you get to do this week, allowing these bigger muscle groups to relax and take a bit of a back seat from your singing. This will help your high notes to really find more freedom. So pick one movement and play around with it for a little bit. It may feel wonky for a bit. Your sound may be all over the place, but you will find your balance. Okay, so be patient. It's really better to be off kilter for a while, finding the harmony in your body, than to be over controlling and manipulative. Sure, you're going to get a result either way, but I feel the first one will lead you to a more confident, expressive, authentic, and deeply powerful voice that will truly serve the music you want to share. I joke with my clients that someday we're going to do a big performance and sing while doing these fun motions, but until then, practice singing with the movement, and then just stand there inviting that same feeling of flexibility and openness and looseness into the body, but without the actual movement. So you can just be still. You are teaching your body a new way of feeling the sound. So in the last video, we started with the concept of the call. This week we got a little bit more specific, exploring the movements that are familiar but may be new to your singing repertoire. And next week, we will tighten the lens even more for an additional high note strategies. Okay, I am sending you big hugs as you dare to get awkward and playful this week and just explore your high notes with more fun and movement. Please let me know how this goes and feel free to ask me any questions about this video. Until then, rejoice in your voice. Bye-bye.